2022. Also, good morning and welcome to RJHS Class of 2023. I would especially like to welcome all of our new students to the district. RJHS is a great school, and on behalf of the entire staff, we want you to know how excited we are this school year. I am Mr. Kortzmeyer, the Russellville Junior High School principal. I just completed my 7th year at RJHS as an assistant principal and my 24th year in education. I am beginning my first year as the RJHS principal. I look forward to serving all students and the entire staff as the principal and want everyone to know that I have an open door policy and you're always welcome to come see me. RJHS has the best faculty and staff around. At this time, I would like to introduce you to some very important people. Mrs. Monfey was here last year as one of our assistant principals. New to RJHS is our other assistant principal, Mr. Sikowski. He has been at the high school serving as the assistant principal for the past 7 years, and I'm excited to have both of them on our admin team. Once again, if you ever need anything from any of us, please don't hesitate to catch us in the hall or the cafeteria. In the event that you need to come see one of us in the office, we ask that you report to your teacher first and then come to the office unless you have an emergency situation. This is Corporal Hobby. He begins his 16th year at RJHS as the resource officer and his 22nd year in law enforcement. Corporal Hobby is not only here to help protect us all, he is here to serve you in any capacity. These are our two counselors. Mrs. Shamsey is our 9th grade counselor and Mrs. Jones is our 8th grade counselor. These two are always here to help in any way as well. Once again, we ask that if you need to see one of them that you report to your teacher first and ask them to go see the counselor unless you have an emergency. These ladies are very important to RJHS and work as our administrative assistants. Standing from left to right is Miss Janie. She takes care of the day-to-day operations in the main office. Next to her is Miss Jennifer Rowland. She is our attendance clerk. Next to her is Miss Brett. She helps Miss Janie in the main office and also handles all report card duties. Seated on the left is Miss Jennifer Roberts. She assists our counselors. And next to her is Miss Rhonda, our library media specialist aide. If you need to see any of these ladies, please get permission from your teacher. Our number one goal at RJHS is to keep all students and staff safe. Please do not let outside visitors in any door in the building. The only door that is unlocked is the main front door by the office. If you feel unsafe for any reason, please let an adult know. RJHS doors open at 7:25 every morning. 8th graders and band students must be dropped off on the 8th grade side/east side of the building. 9th graders need to be dropped off on the 9th grade side/west side of the building. Those that have both 8th and 9th grade students in their vehicle need to be dropped off on the 9th grade or west side of the building. Parents are not allowed to drop students off in front of the building before 8 a.m. Dropping off out front before 8 a.m. is a safety concern. All students must report to the pad, cafeteria, gym, or band room. Students on the pad must not block the walkway by the big blue recycle bin. All students can enter the main building at 7:52. 9th grade boy athletes are not allowed to enter the gym before school. Coaches will cover drop-off times and places with 8th grade athletes and girls for each season. We have open seating in our cafeteria during lunch. This is a privilege and we want your lunchtime to be an enjoyable experience. This is your time to spend eating and visiting with friends. All that we ask is that you keep the noise level down and clean up your area. We do several announcements at lunchtime, trying not to interrupt your time in the classroom. So we need you to stop talking and pay attention when we are on the microphone. Students that bring their lunch will enter the cafeteria by the doors next to the band room. Those that are buying a lunch will form a line in the hallway by the gym and wait to be let out by Coach Farr. You are not allowed to switch lines or cut in line. If you switch lines or cut in line, you will be sent to the back of the line. Once you have taken a seat in the cafeteria, you are not allowed to switch seats. You must wait until everyone has been seated before getting up and throwing your trash away. You are not allowed to take any food out of the cafeteria. This is for breakfast and lunch. Once everyone is finished eating, you have the choice of staying in the cafeteria or going outside to the pad. A principal will dismiss you when it is time. You are not allowed to run on the pad. You must keep your hands off at all times. If students cannot obey the rules on the pad, they will be sent back to the cafeteria and given an assigned seat until lunch is over. Students are not allowed to buy drinks in the hallway and take them into the cafeteria at lunch or breakfast. Please make sure you get all of your food and drinks that you want the first time through. If you forget something like your milk, you will be charged for it twice. So make sure you grab everything you need. You can go back for seconds once the line has gone down. You can only get food from one of the 4 lines in the main part of the cafeteria. You can't jump from line to line and get food off each of the lines. You can get fresh fruits and vegetables off the bar after you pay for your lunch. It is outside of the registers. If you need any help in the cafeteria, please ask any adult. We expect students to behave appropriately at all times in the hallways. You must keep your hands off each other at all times. We do not allow you to have any contact whatsoever with any other student at RJHS. Students should never run in the hallways. Students are not allowed to gather in the hallways to stop and visit with friends. You need to be moving on towards your next class or using the restroom. Students are also not allowed to share lockers. Students that do not have a locker need to stop by the office to get one sometime today. If you need to move lockers for any reason, all you have to do is come to the office and ask, and we will do everything we can to make this happen. Please wait until the second week of school before requesting a locker change. Thank you. All students will receive a planner, and you must keep the planner with you at all times. This is your hall pass. Students that lose or damage their student planner will have to pay a $5 replacement fee. Backpacks and purses are not allowed in the hallway. They must be kept in your locker at all times. You are not allowed to take your backpacks to your last period class. We will give everyone plenty of time to go back to their lockers to get their things before heading home. 9th grade athletes are allowed to take their things with them to the gym 8th period. 8th graders are not allowed to go to the gym locker room after school. The locker rooms are locked until 4:30. Please do not leave anything you plan to take home in the gym locker rooms. You are not allowed to have your cell phone on you during the school day. Phones must be on silent and kept in your lockers. If for some reason you need to use your phone, you must come to the office to get permission. You are not allowed to have earbuds or headphones after we release you into the building at 7:52. Here are the following consequences for those that cannot follow the cell phone rules. First offense can range from a warning to lunch detention. The second offense will result in your phone being held in the office until the end of the day, and a Saturday school will be assigned. Those that cannot follow the cell phone rule after the second offense will be given Saturday school up to 3 days of SDC. Students that send, receive, possess, or discuss nude photos on their phone are subject to legal action at any time. Anyone that does this at school or disrupts the normal school day by showing, sending, receiving, or discussing nude photos will be disciplined by the school and referred to Corporal Hobby for legal action. If you receive a nude photo, you need to delete it immediately. Please be aware that the possession or distribution of child pornography is a felony. Please do not bring anything valuable to school. Those that choose to bring things need to be kept in their locker, locked up in the hallway. This is the safest place to keep your valuables. Stealing or possessing other people's belongings is considered theft and could lead to school punishment and legal action. If you find something or are given something that doesn't belong to you, take it to the office immediately. We are fortunate to have over 100 surveillance cameras on the RJHS campus. Anywhere you go, inside or outside of the building besides the locker room and the restrooms, you are being videoed. This is for your safety and the safety of our staff. Bullying is against the law. We ask that if you feel that you are a victim of bullying or have a friend that is a victim, that you report it to the principal or any adult as soon as possible. This includes cyberbullying in or outside of the school. The administration will do everything they can to protect you and your privacy when dealing with bullying. Sexual harassment is a serious offense and can lead to suspension and arrest or even expulsion. This can be both verbal, nonverbal, and electronically. Please report any issues to a principal or any adult in the building. Drugs of any kind are illegal. This includes alcohol, tobacco, and vaping. Students that have prescription drugs must have a parent bring those to the office and give them to the nurse. Students are not allowed to possess over-the-counter drugs at school. Students that possess, use, or sell drugs at school or a school-related activity are subject to school punishment and legal action. You are expected to behave on the bus at all times. Every bus has a camera and microphone in the front and back of the bus. Riding the bus is a privilege and can be taken away from those that cannot follow the bus rules. Fighting is not permitted at school, on a bus, at a bus stop, or at any school function. Those that choose to fight can be suspended up to 10 days from school and could face legal action. If you feel that someone is threatening to fight you, please report it to any adult in the building. Students that are suspended or have to have SDC or in-school suspension will not be allowed to participate in any extracurricular activities on the days of the suspension. For example, if your suspension ends on a Thursday and you're in band, football, or a spirit group, then you will not be able to play or participate at the football game that night. Students are not allowed to attend ball games or dances when they are suspended. You must abide by all rules when you're at any school-sponsored activity and can be punished just like you're at school if you break any rules. The Russellville School District insists on a high standard of cleanliness, neatness, and decency when it comes to student dress. Here are some of the main dress code standards that are expected at RJHS. Skirts and shorts must be mid-thigh while standing all the way around the leg. Holes in pants cannot be higher than mid-thigh. Leggings, jeggings, and yoga pants must have a shirt that covers both the front and back of the private areas. Sagging is not allowed. You are not allowed to have hats or hoods on when inside the building. Females are allowed to wear sleeveless shirts that have a 2-inch strap from front to back. See-through shirts that show underwear are not acceptable. Boys are never allowed to wear sleeveless shirts. Administration will make the final decision on all dress code. Students must be in class on time every period. You are allowed 2 free tardies. On the third tardy, you will be assigned 1 day of lunch attention. Fourth tardy will be 2 days of lunch attention. You will be referred to the office on the 5th tardy and will be assigned Saturday school all the way up to suspension from school. 3 tardies in a semester will result in 1 unexcused absence. Students that are 10 minutes late to class or leave 10 minutes early will be counted absent for that period. We want all students to come to school every day. Classroom instruction is the most important part of being successful at school. All teachers take attendance every period. Excused absences are those that are school-related or excused by a parent or doctor. You are allowed 7 excused absences per semester. School-related absences do not count towards the 7 days. Students are responsible for getting with the teacher when they return to school to get all makeup work done. You are allowed 1 day to complete makeup work for each day you are absent. Unexcused absences are any absence that are not school-related or not accompanied by a note from a parent, legal guardian, or doctor. On the third unexcused absence, the attendance clerk will notify a parent or guardian. On the 6th unexcused absence, the counselor will contact a parent or guardian, and a letter will be sent to the prosecuting attorney, which could result in fines and legal action. 6 unexcused absences could result in loss of credit as well. The 9th grade students that miss 13 days, excused or unexcused, could lose credit and have to make up the credit at summer school or SLC. 8th grade students could be retained or sent to summer school. Working hard in the classroom will result in students being successful at school and later on in life. 9th grade students are scored on a 70-30 grading scale. 70% of the grade is from tests and 30% of the grade is from classwork or homework. 8th grade students are on a 60-40 grading scale. We want all staff and students to be respectful to one another at all times at RJHS. If you feel that you are being disrespected, please see an administrator. Students are not allowed to eat or drink outside of the cafeteria. Students are allowed to have a water bottle with them in the hallway or classroom as long as it has a lid on it. Students enrolled in pre-AP or AP classes must stay in the class for 5 weeks. Those that are maintaining a C average will be encouraged to stay in the class for the rest of the semester. We will check grades at the end of first 9 weeks and throughout the second 9-week period. Being involved in school-sponsored clubs and activities is a great way to get involved at school. We have several clubs and organizations that you can be a part of at RJHS. FBLA, CSU, Student Council, National Junior Honor Society, Spanish Club, athletics, band, choir, spirit groups, and FCCLA are some of them. You can ask your team teacher about these clubs, and you need to watch the announcements about upcoming meetings. At this time, teachers will pass out the dress code and cell phone policy contract that must be signed and returned to your team teacher today. This just shows that you are aware of these 2 school policies. This and many other things can be found in the student handbook that you will receive as well. On behalf of the entire faculty and staff, we once again want to welcome you and hope you have a great year at RJHS and go Whirlwinds!